Welcome to On Thick Ice, a podcast about navigating relationship intricacies by two people who are just trying to make one work. I'm Emily.
And I'm John. Each week, we'll be tackling the pressing issues we all face in our relationships but rarely address head on.
So, if you listen to this podcast, you know that one of my favorite things to do is to introduce John to concepts that the whole world is familiar with, but he has somehow never heard of. If you don't believe that John didn't know about love languages or parasocial relationships before this podcast, this man lived through the 2008 financial crisis as an adult and had no idea it was even happening. So, yes, he is that aloof.
What can I say?
Nothing. You can say nothing.
If it does not impact me directly, it don't exist.
So
I have a bubble I live in.
So, today, John, we are talking about the cool girl. Have you ever seen Gone Girl?
No.
You've never seen Gone Girl?
No.
With Neil Patrick Harris?
Not that I'm aware of.
Oh my gosh, we gotta watch that later. Let me read you the most iconic monologue of all time. Now, I'll tell you that Gone Girl started as a book written by Gillian Flynn. This monologue is from the book, but in the movie, she says it word for word. This is going to encapsulate everything that we're talking about, and I don't expect you to retain all of this information, but I'm going to read it anyway because it's iconic, all right?
Okay.
All right. Men always say that as the defining compliment, don't they? She's a cool girl. Being the cool girl means I am a hot, brilliant, funny woman who adores football, poker, dirty jokes, and burping, who plays video games, drinks cheap beer, loves threesomes and anal sex, and jams hot dogs and hamburgers into her mouth like she's hosting the world's biggest culinary gangbang while somehow maintaining a size 2. Because cool girls are above all hot. Hot and understanding. Cool girls never get angry. They only smile in a chagrined, loving manner and let their men do whatever they want. Go ahead, shit on me. I don't mind. I'm the cool girl. Men actually think this girl exists. Maybe they're fooled because so many women are willing to pretend to be this girl. For a long time, cool girl offended me. I used to see men, friends, coworkers, strangers, giddy over these awful pretender women, and I'd want to sit these men down and calmly say, "You are not dating a woman. You are dating a woman who has watched too many movies written by socially awkward men who'd like to believe that this kind of woman exists and might kiss them." I'd want to grab the poor guy by his lapels or messenger bag and say, "The bitch doesn't even really love chili dogs that much. No one loves chili dogs that much." And the cool girls are even more pathetic. They're not even pretending to be the woman they want to be. They're pretending to be the woman a man wants them to be. Oh, and if you're not a cool girl, I beg you not to believe that your man doesn't want the cool girl. It might be a slightly different version. Maybe he's a vegetarian, so cool girl loves seitan and is great with dogs. Or maybe he's a hipster artist, so cool girl is tattooed, bespectacled nerd who loves comics. There are variations to the window dressing, but believe me, he wants a cool girl, who is basically the girl who likes every fucking thing he likes and doesn't ever complain. How do you know you're not a cool girl? Because he says things like, "I like strong women." If he says that to you, he will at some point fuck someone else, because "I like strong women" is code for "I hate strong women." Gillian Flynn did what she had to do when she wrote that.
Well, I'm glad I didn't need to retain any of that because, spoiler alert,
You didn't.
I felt like I was reading a book. I was going to sleep. That was really long.
It was really long. I told you it was going to be long. I literally said, I've got a nice long monologue for you.
Okay.
All right. So let's break it down. Let me get into that for you. What is the cool girl? Basically,
The cool girl is the vision of man.
she's the girl who's not like other girls, you know, like
It's the vision of man.
Vision of man, exactly.
It's the perfect.
Exactly. Yeah. She doesn't listen to Taylor Swift or read romance books. She drinks Budweiser and watches football.
Right.
She doesn't go to the farmer's market on Sundays because she wants to play in her fantasy baseball team. She doesn't have many female friends because women are just so much drama and like guys just like get me so much better. That's the cool girl, you know?
Yes.
You know who I'm talking about? Otherwise known as pick-me girls. So this is a famous example that I think will help you understand. And before I get into it, let's not talk about her history or just the character as a whole. Robin from How I Met Your Mother is a cool girl.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you could get into, if you want to talk about the show, her dad and all that stuff. We're not talking about that. We're just talking about her personality. She drinks scotch. She doesn't care about the girly thing. She bros out with Barney when they're together. She doesn't want kids. She always acts like she's so much better than Lily for stuff and things. Robin is a cool girl.
Okay.
Got it? Okay. So I feel like it's easier for women to identify the cool girl act because we have probably all done it before. So we know when it's fake. Like, I'm not going to pretend like I've never pulled some cool girl behavior to try to like get a guy, right?
Mhm.
So I feel like it's easier to point it out, find it as a fellow woman. But that being said, have you known any cool girls in your life? Or have you had any of those kinds of experiences? Like, have you ever noticed someone, like, you know that she doesn't actually really care what you're talking about? She's just trying to.
Nothing that sticks out.
Really?
Yeah.
Nothing?
When did I have time for that?
You.
I've been in a relationship since I was like 17.
Okay, but like.
I I missed a lot of this.
None of your friends? Nothing?
Like I said, nothing stands out.
Hmm.
I mean, this is 23 years ago when I was like on the market. All right.
I guess, yeah, you weren't really single
No,
at all. Wow. I've definitely known cool girls.
I would hope so. We're talking about it.
And I've done it. I mean, like, I've definitely done the whole, like, especially in college. Like, I feel like the big thing in college was, like, to be, like, a beer drinker. Like, oh, yeah, like, we're gonna get a case of Natty Light. No, I don't want that boxed wine. I don't want that Smirnoff Ice. Like, give me the, that was the big thing, was to, like, act like you wanted to drink beer with the guys.
I think the person that we're talking about is not the person that we call the cool girl.
Okay.
It's the person that I think that we were laughing at secretly because it was funny to us, possibly.
Oh, as a man?
Yeah. And maybe that's why I'm not seeing the cool girl aspect of it, because I'm maybe it's just crossing over into that obnoxious female that is at the party. I don't know, maybe.
Right. So, like, there's a line between, like, the male fantasy of the cool girl or whatever, like the my girl likes everything that I like and I don't have to deal with the girly shit, and the girl who puts on a show.
I don't know. I mean, I really don't have a lot. I've not seen a lot of this or not paid attention to it. So this is really difficult for me to comprehend.
Maybe you just haven't paid attention to it.
I mean, who did you introduce me as?
Mr. Aloof.
Yes.
Okay. Well, that's fine.
Yeah, I mean, I get the idea, but I mean, like, to me, like, I personally, I don't want a woman that's into all the same shit that I'm into. I mean, maybe when I was younger, I had a different outlook on that, but I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I remember, like, coming up, oh yeah, that girl's cool as fuck, blah blah blah, do, but I don't remember why.
Right.
Nothing really stuck out to me to that perspective. So I'm just going to assume, because of all of that, that I'm really just not that into the cool girl. I want, I guess, a woman that does still have that feminine side.
Well, that's good, because I'm not cool at all.
Okay.
Not even a little bit. I don't think I ever really tried to be cool with you.
No.
Because we didn't like each other at first, so I didn't really feel the need to impress you.
We never put on any facades for each other. We were very raw from the beginning.
Yeah. Yeah. But I have cool girled out with when I was younger. You don't know any better. But anyway, how does one become a cool girl? There are levels. This is actually an article that I found that was advocating for the cool girl facade. Like, how do you become the cool girl that all the men want? So, number 1, needy is greedy. Don't pull the whole, are you mad at me? Why didn't you text me back last night? What are we? Can we stay in and hang out tonight? Like, basically, having any feelings or questioning anything he does is gonna kick you straight out of cool girl territory. You can't ask him anything. You can't want anything. You just have to be there when he wants you to be there.
I feel like I was the cool girl.
You think so?
Yeah. Yeah, I think I was this person.
Okay. Well, we'll see. I've got a what's the guy version of the cool girl coming up.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah, because I think, like, I'm hearing all of this and I'm just like, this is completely foreign to me. Like, I understand the idea, but I feel like this might be a cuttable.
Okay.
I feel like most of the girls that fell into this category turned into lesbians. I mean, all of the ones that like just left all their feminine side behind to be the cool girl.
I mean, not no. I think it's not about completely leaving your feminine
No,
self aside.
I
It's
know
about
that.
hiding
I
that
know
part
that.
from him.
I know that.
But
I get that part.
not no. This one I wrote down exactly what this person. Well, I kind of embellished at the end, but almost exactly what the person who wrote this article wrote, and that made me think that this was satire, but it read as really real. So, number 2 is to fake it till you make it. You don't actually have to love his favorite band. Just say you do and then learn everything about them and go to their shows and never complain. Starve yourself all week so that you can impress him with your greasy burger eating skills on Saturday night and then write off the calories on your Peloton on Sunday morning so that you miraculously never gain weight. Fun, right?
Peloton endorsement.
Right. Well, I'm always going to throw in a Peloton endorsement. But the part of being the cool girl, like, don't you see it on TV shows and movies, maybe not so much anymore because we've kind of outgrown this as a society, I think, but like go on a first date and she orders a burger and he's like, oh man, I love a girl who can eat, like that whole spiel, but somehow you're still supposed to be a size 2. That it just doesn't make any fucking sense, right?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I think on that note, like I do a little bit of that, and not necessarily because I want you to be a big eater and that makes me happy. Because I mean that's just weird to me. But um,
Don't kink shame.
no, 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 no. It's got nothing to do with that. I feel like if I get happy if a woman wants to order food in front of me because that shows that she's slightly comfortable. So that I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
Like that shows like real. Like I don't want somebody ordering birdseed and
Right.
Yeah.
But it's the wow, you sure can eat, and the expectation that your eating is going to not have any effect on your body like it does. Like you're never going to gain, and you're not allowed to ever gain weight, God forbid.
Right.
All right. Number 3. Not everything is about you. True. It's all about him. You're not that important, and he shouldn't be expected to care about your feelings. Deal with your issues on your own. Don't bog him down with your crap, but also be ready to deal with his issues and carry that emotional load for him.
Yeah, this sounds very like
satirical.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's not wrong, but it's definitely like pushing the boundaries of what this is.
But the thing is, having played the cool girl act in my life, like this is the shit that you do. You might not like think about it in such a scientific way, but like that's what you do. Like you hold in your own feelings and you take on his stuff, and you do, eat the greasy food in front of him and then starve yourself the rest of the week, and you do try to hold back on being needy or whatever. Like
I'm gonna
actually do this.
I'm gonna have to turn this off. I think the cool girl thing, because I don't I think that there's a strange dynamic revealing itself here. You may be thinking that it's a one-sided coin, but this all sounds like shit I've been doing my whole life. Like, not just for females, but for males, probably more so males. Like trying to fit in, trying to be cool, what to say, what not to say. When are you saying too much? Da, 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 da. How that's how like the hierarchy works in boy groups, if you will, in friend circles, and quote unquote friend circles. All people are trying to impress the one.
Okay.
And we're all doing the same shit. So the cool girl, I don't know if that's very fitting to me, because I feel like maybe the unspoken truth is that it's males and females trying to bend to.
Why do you always say males and females? Why can't you just say men and women? I notice that a lot.
I don't know. It's just the words I use.
It's weird.
Is it wrong?
I mean, it's not wrong. It's just weird.
I don't know. It's just the words that my brain goes to.
All right.
But anyways, before I was rudely interrupted because of my choice of words, yeah, I don't know if this is necessarily a one-sided coin here, because I feel like, and I would love to hear somebody challenge me on this. I feel like even men do the same thing. to fit into men's circles.
I 100% agree.
Yeah.
I think that it goes, everybody's just trying to fit in, everybody's just trying to be liked, right?
Right.
I think the difference is the specific power imbalance that just exists in society between men and women in general. Like, just the women have always had certain expectations placed on their heads, and this is a very cartoonish version of all of that, which I think is why you feel the need to break it down like that. And again, I don't think you're wrong, but I think that just the fact that for all of forever women have had certain expectations placed on them by society puts this in a different category. Similar, but different enough that it warrants talking about by itself, rather than just a general people want to be liked and loved and people will do certain things to get people to like and love them.
I was purely mentioning it because I do feel like possibly there's just a big gap in the visibility possibly into this hierarchy, because it was horrible. Like, I hated that shit as a kid. Like, that's what I remember is trying to just fit in with the guys. Like, I was spending more time doing that than trying to appeal to women because I needed a cool circle to be in, and I failed. Many times did I fail this venture, and it's very defeating. And regardless of being male, female, the expectations. And yes, I said male, female again.
I know.
It's nonetheless defeating and very impactful to a child or a younger person when they're dealing with this shit. So that's all. I mean, I understand what you're saying, but I think that I feel like, and just because I've gone through it and maybe I have a little more foresight, just because of the intuition that I feel that I have over some others, possibly. I see things a little differently, and I might feel things a little differently. So I do feel like, that was very damaging in my life as far as, trying to impress others and be the cool guy in the group.
It's damaging for everybody.
Yeah.
We all do that.
Yeah.
But as intuitive and foresightful as you are, you're not a woman. You don't have that experience.
All I meant by that is that men are just dumb as fuck.
Yes.
And they would be happy spending more time trying to impress somebody rather than trying to figure out why they're trying to impress this person. And that's the difference, I think, between me and knowing that I was just trying to fit in to survive versus fitting in because that's what I'm supposed to do.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, let's get back to our list on how to be a cool girl.
I'm not degrading what you're saying by any means. I completely understand what you're saying and how you're differentiating. I do.
Okay.
I feel like I had a hard time relating to this topic because I'm looking at it from the man looking at the cool girl perspective, or trying to look at it from that perspective. But I don't play that role. I was the cool girl in this situation.
Yes. I get it. But anyway, we'll go back to our list. Number 4, to be a cool girl. I already said this. This was the number 1 thing when I was in college. Drink beer. Everybody knows that all men love beer and only beer, and would be terribly embarrassed to be seen with a woman holding a nice glass of white. Give me Bud Light or give me death.
This is another one. I fucking hated beer.
I know.
I would fucking try to force down a beer at a party. Oh my god.
I love a good beer, but I mean, I would choose the glass of white any day, anytime.
That's so funny.
Yeah. Number 5, don't nitpick. Seriously, he forgot your birthday. It's not that big of a deal. If you tell him that it upset you, it's just going to bum him out, and he doesn't need that kind of negativity in his life.
I feel like this is a movie. Like, like the 10 what is the fucking
10 things I hate about
yeah
you. How
10
to
things
lose a
I hate
guy in
about
10
you.
days.
Yeah, this is the one. This is a movie.
It is a movie because this is a movie trope. This is where it comes from, but it bleeds into real life.
Yeah.
That's why it seems so crazy and cartoonish. And when I make you watch Gone Girl later, you're gonna see that it's fucking insane. But
Okay.
like, it does bleed into real life. And then the last one: if you're not having fun, you need to try harder. His interests aren't boring. You're just not trying hard enough to care about the intricacies of the cheat codes of the video game that he plays for hours every night with his friends while you sit on the couch next to him and watch. Instead of complaining that you want to spend actual quality time with him, figure out the entire lore to the world he's playing in and become a master of it so he finally has something to talk to you about. Duh.
Yeah, yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
That's the one.
No. I'm sorry. Your interests are boring.
But they are my interests.
I'll listen to you talk about them, but I'm not learning about it.
You don't even listen to me talk about them.
I do sometimes.
You have a like a intermittent filter. It's just like shun,
Turn you on and
Unshun.
off.
reshun. So like it's like a bad cell phone connection.
Yeah, right.
You put that in the arm, tea kettle,
And then you'll be saved.
butthole, rectangle.
Okay.
Yes, but I think we should I need that repeated again. I need to hear all of the things that I'm missing out on.
Huh?
Yes.
What?
Yes. Can I have this this transcript?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm going to refer to my notes later. Your notes later.
Yeah, my notes, exactly.
Yes.
So now that we know how to be a cool girl,
Okay.
the question is,
Wait, we learned how to be. Oh, right,
Yeah,
right. Yeah.
that's
all of that
all
stuff.
that was
Yeah.
how to become a cool girl.
Yes. Don't be a person.
Exactly.
Okay.
Just be an entity that takes on his emotional load
You are a
and
coffee
physical
table
load.
now.
That's what she said. Do men even like cool girls?
No.
Okay. In short, the answer is yes and no, actually.
Frat boys like cool girls.
This is where we get into the nuance, okay? Because yes, just like you, most emotionally mature men, I will say, don't want the monologue cool girl who eats chili dogs and loves anal, because those things don't go well together.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. That sounds like a good time. Why don't we just throw an ice cream sundae on top of that? Oh boy.
So the three big things that she mentions in the monologue that was asked of these men that were surveyed for this article that I found. The first one is being one of the guys, right? Like you're supposed to just blend in with the dudes and be a guy. People do like when their partners share similar interests, right? So yes, if you do share those interests, if you share the guy thing, and I'm quoting because obviously this is all gendered and stupid, but the guy things like the football and whatever, then yeah, that's great. But normal people don't need or want you to bro out over everything with them. They just want to have someone to talk about whatever that is.
Yes.
Or not. Like, if you're actually interested, that's great, but don't fake it to try to impress anyone. Yeah, again, yeah, sure. If you love everything that he loves and you actually genuinely love it, that's awesome. You share similar interests. But if you don't care about the certain things, don't pretend that you do just because you feel like that's going to make him better.
Right.
And vice versa.
Yeah.
The second one, and again, yes and no, being a sex maniac.
That's one of the requirements. Is that okay?
Of being a cool girl.
Got it.
Obviously, everybody likes sex, wants sex, has different sexual needs. This survey/study thing says that heterosexual men, and in my opinion, probably mostly everybody, might have certain things that they fantasize about, or like an ideal number of how often they want to have sex, or like whatever, where, when, but they don't necessarily expect their partners to oblige by it. So like your ideal might be twice a day, every day for the rest of our lives. But in reality, whatever you can get, you're going to take, right?
Pretty much.
Yeah. So
And I mean, if you were this sex maniac,
Mhm.
you would not be a very productive person.
They don't call it work from home for nothing.
I mean, I'm just saying, you can't take multiple like breaks like that in a day and keep the train on the tracks. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Yeah,
So again, yes and no. Like sure, like
and that's a lot of naps.
people want to have sex, and part of the reason you have a partner is to have sex with them.
Yes,
But you don't have to be willing and open to do everything everywhere all at once all the time.
right.
If you don't want to do anal, don't offer it to him just because you think it's going to make him like you more.
You mean you don't want to do it in this McDonald's bathroom?
I made out with someone in a McDonald's bathroom when I was 15.
That made it weird, but
I mean, I worked there at the time.
that's even worse.
Also made out in the freezer. And okay, and this one is pulled straight from the monologue. Being hot and understanding. So this one is just vague enough that the majority of men said yes to this one. They want their woman to be hot and understanding. Like I said, very vague. So like in the context of the cool girl, hot means like conventionally hot. Like Megan Fox, size 2, juicy ass, big tits, looks flawless in everything from an evening gown to boxer and t-shirts. And understanding means taking all of the shit, listens, never complains, never nags, never expects or wants more than whatever he is willing to give at that moment. That's the cool girl context of it. But in reality, we know that both hot and understanding are subjective. So, obviously, yes, we want to be attracted to the person that is our partner, and we want them to be the person we want to look at, and we want them to understand our issues, but that doesn't mean they have to fit a certain mold. Like, your version of hot is different than someone else's version of hot.
Absolutely.
And your version of understanding or the emotional toll you are expecting your partner to take on is different than somebody else's.
Okay, and what is the understanding again?
The understanding is the
I get the hot part. What is the understanding expectation?
like think of like the the nitpicking, the don't complain but listen to him complain, the it's all the other stuff, all the you fuck up, you forget her birthday, she should understand that
Right.
kind of stuff.
Okay.
But like all of that is subjective as well.
Yeah.
It's easier to think of it in the more extreme ways, like understanding that you forgot a birthday or whatever, but really it's like, yeah, I forgot to put a trash bag in the trash can when you took the trash out, and I usually do that, and you're just like, okay, yeah, that's fine, like whatever.
Yeah, I mean, I think you need to rate somebody on general douchebaggery
Yes.
before
Yes.
you decide this, because there's different types of people. The one who's going to forget your birthday,
Mhm.
and then the one who's gonna like forget to grab you a Frosty at Wendy's. Like
One of those is forgivable and one of those is not, and I'm gonna let you guess which one.
the Frosty,
Exactly.
especially on your birthday.
My birthday's tomorrow, by the way, guys. It'll be long
Yay.
past my birthday when you listen to this, but
I'm gonna
it's my birthday day
wait.
today.
Do we have a Wendy's?
It's in Daly City.
Yeah, I am not going to be getting a Frosty.
They're on Uber Eats, but the delivery fee is like $12.
And it'll be melted.
And it will be melted. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Sorry.
So yeah, this one was the one that most of the men said yes, they want their partner to be hot and understanding. But again, that's because it's subjective. It's they're not saying that they want everybody to be Megan Fox, but they're saying that obviously I want to be attracted to my partner.
Yes.
And I want to have an emotional relationship with my partner that is beneficial to the both of us.
Yes.
So that's that one. So that's why I said yes and no to do men even like the cool girl. Because yes, there's good things about all of these things, but you don't have to be the monologue version of the cool girl to get a man.
Agreed.
Would you agree with that?
Yeah.
So do you think that there are, I mean, your initial reaction was no, men don't like cool girls, but do you think that there are aspects of it that are attractive? Or do you think it's a complete no?
I mean, for me, it's a complete no.
Okay.
I'm I mean, obviously, like some of those things come naturally
Mhm.
as a relationship.
Mhm.
But yeah, no, I just no, I don't think that there should be any level of dishonesty
Mhm.
in a relationship just to sugarcoat one's life.
Right. Okay. Fair enough. Um, I did skip over something that I meant to do. I don't know what the hell we were talking about, but I wrote something here while I was writing. Under the hot and understanding thing, I said, uh, they don't, blah, blah, blah. That doesn't mean they have to fit certain mold or never have issues of their own. And they don't have to be hot and understanding 100% of the time. Sometimes she hasn't showered in 2 days and doesn't give a fuck about the way your big toe has been bothering you because she's trying to work, damn it. Not that that's me right now as I write this. What was going on with your big toe? Because it was obviously pissing me off the other day.
You you stepped on my foot.
Oh,
You kicked my toe, and I was like, "Oh, that's my bad toe." And then you kicked my other one. I was like, "That's my other bad toe."
I literally, in all caps and bold, like, she's trying to work, damn it.
If I recall, you called me over with one of your "I need a hug" moments, and then something happened, and you tried to kick me, and that's how this started. So this is your fault.
I wasn't being a cool girl.
No, you need to be more understanding.
No, never gonna happen. Um,
I'm not allowed to talk negatively right now because it is too close to your birthday.
all right. Well, we kind of got into this earlier when you were talking about your emotional journey of not fitting in when you were a kid, but is there and what is the guy version of the cool girl?
It's just trying to fit in, trying to be in the cool group, just like the
Mhm.
girls trying to do, the cool girls trying to do.
Okay, yes. And I already said that I agree with that, but
Yeah.
I think that if we're trying to make a more direct comparison to the trope, the archetype, the not real person of the cool girl, the guy version of that is the nice guy. You know, the nice guy
Yeah.
thing, like the guy who opens your car door and calls you pretty once
Oh
and
yeah.
then gets mad that you don't want to have sex with him and complains on the internet that women only want to date jerks and says they're involuntarily celibate and goes down conspiracy theory rabbit holes on Reddit. That guy. Fedora guy.
Yes.
Yeah.
What was it? I'm trying to remember what the hell Sal had to get people to sign up for. The virgins not by choice.
Oh yeah. Oh gosh. Yeah, so that's what I think. And I think that unlike um a woman who's trying to be a cool girl to fit a certain mold that men might actually expect certain things of, whether it's subconscious or not. The nice guy is men who think that they're doing things that women want, but are really doing things that women have no interest in whatsoever, and then getting mad at the woman about it.
Well, I feel the same way about the cool girl. I do. I feel like, again, like I said earlier, I feel like that was, it was more of like a joke.
Mhm.
Like, I don't know, like, and I have some vivid examples in my head that I'm thinking of, but it was more like, yeah, I mean, this person's cool, they're a part of the group, but it's more of uh like the Pierce of the group,
Mhm.
right? Like
Mhm.
the one that you just need there for a couple of lines here and there, and somebody for entertainment,
Mhm.
but like you don't really take them seriously. They're not really an active member in your community,
Mhm.
but they are an entertainment wing.
Hmm. Yeah.
So that's kind of how I remember it. But again,
I think the fact that you were never really single is the reason that you have been looking at this through the lens of like a friend group,
maybe.
because you haven't actually had that
Well, I didn't do
experience.
college.
Right.
I didn't do fraternity.
Right.
I didn't, have any of those experiences. So being even around these type of people, like
Mhm.
I just never had that
Yeah.
in my life.
Right.
So it's just very foreign. Like the only thing I can relate to is being that person when I was younger,
Mhm.
trying to fit in, doing
Mhm.
things that I would have never done on my own.
Right.
Music, listening to things that I thought other people would think
Mhm.
I was cool for listening to, stuff like that. And yeah, it's just, yeah, it's shitty.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. But the thing is, like,
But I think there is a different aspect of bulking that person and the good guy
mhm.
version. I think that those are two completely different things, because the good guy is trying to impress the opposite sex. The person that I'm talking about is trying to impress the same sex on a, I don't know, a friendship level.
Well, yeah, that's what you're talking about. But what I'm talking about,
Yeah.
they're exactly the same. Two sides of the same coin. Because you're going friendship, but I'm talking cool girl trying to impress a guy. That's why I'm saying that's.
Well, yeah, but that's what I was doing too. I was trying to impress a guy.
Right, you were being a cool girl.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wasn't saying that you were being a nice guy when you were trying to impress people when you were growing up. You were trying to fit in. It's completely different. Anyway.
I forgot how the nice guy got brought into the conversation.
I don't know. You took it too far.
You took it way too not far enough.
All right, fair enough. Well, we have a very clear idea of John's opinions on all of this, but I wanted to end with, is being a cool girl worth it? As a woman who has played the cool girl game before, I'm going to say no. This is my advice section to any of the ladies listening out here. Like, whether you go all out or you're just taking a piece of the cool girlness, you're faking it. You're faking it. If you're looking for something shallow, like you just really want to fuck the hot guy at the bar who can't take his eyes off the game and never see him again, then sure, go ahead and pretend to give a shit about basketball for 5 minutes so that he'll take you home. But if you're looking for something real, or if you accidentally fall in love with the bar basketball guy, you're going to spend your entire life pretending to be something you're not, or you're eventually going to have to come clean about the lying and hope that he doesn't care. So I said it earlier, I feel like we didn't pull any of the cool girl, nice guy, fake shit because we didn't, one, that's just not who you are as a person, but we didn't like each other. I really did not like you when I met you, so I felt like I had no reason to try to impress you. I didn't even really like you that much when I kissed you. I just did, because that's what you do when you drink a bunch of Long Island iced teas at a strip club. Had we met under certain circumstances, different circumstances, I probably would have pulled some cool girl shit to try to impress you. I probably would have pretended like Crown and Diet was my favorite drink because that's what you were drinking, and we could just, oh, look at that, we have so much in common. I would have pretended.
Oh, me too.
I would have pretended I loved your car that I fucking hated. Like, just shit like that. I would have done it. I know myself. But I'm glad that I did it, because I don't ever have to pretend like I like that stupid fucking car. I hated that car, and I let you know it. And that gives me a sort of privileged perspective on things, I think, because the only reason I didn't fall into my cool girl act is because I wasn't trying to impress you, because I didn't like you. But it worked out nicely. So, yes.
Yeah.
That's just what I'm saying. Like,
Moral of the story, just be yourself.
Right, exactly. As I'm not trying to say that because the relationship that I'm in now, I'm better than you because I didn't do that. I'm not better than anybody, because I would have done it. I 100% would have done it. I'm just lucky that I didn't. So, know your worth, ladies. And men, don't forget how easy it would be for your wife to frame you for her murder. Don't believe me? Go watch Gone Girl.
On Thick Ice is created, hosted, and produced by Emily and John Shacklet.
To join the conversation, follow us on Instagram and Twitter at OnThickIcePod, email us at onthickIcepod@gmail.com, or call our hotline 415-494-7275. Subscribe to On Thick Ice wherever you get your podcasts.